The story begins right where the story of the first part of Megan ended. There we meet Katie, who had started living with her Aunt Gemma after the death of her parents. Gemma was a skilled robotics engineer who created a state-of-the-art AI doll named Megan to take care of Katie. Initially, Megan's purpose was only to protect Katie and give her company. But gradually, she kept getting out of control. Whoever created a threat for Katie, Megan would remove them from the path. Finally, being forced, Gemma had to destroy her. Now the story moves forward. At the beginning, a woman is visible, who is caught by some people taking pictures on the border area. The kidnappers pick her up thinking she's a reporter, while she keeps saying she's just a tourist who has come to visit. After this, the view changes and we reach a defense unit in California. There, an army colonel is proudly showing off his newly developed military machine. The colonel says that this technology will help them complete their special mission, that too without any political controversy. After this, the scene changes. Some people bring a lady dragging her. In a little while, it is known that she is actually not a human, but an android machine named Amelia. Meanwhile, a man is preparing food in another room, but Amelia goes and stands behind him silently. As soon as the man notices her, he defends, but Amelia kills him. She suddenly attacks some boys who were playing games without any mercy. One boy says nervously that if you kill me, both of us will be killed. But Amelia answers in a cold tone that she is searching for a scientist and immediately shoots him. After this, a fire breaks out there, and in that chaos, the scientist's real location comes to light. It is known that the whole setup was actually a test. The manager clarifies that this is not just some high-tech show, but also a warning for the enemies that the 21st century is moving towards a new race of weapons. But suddenly, the scientist is shot, and the connection with Amelia is completely broken from their side. They are not even able to shut her down. Amelia completely gets out of their control. Now the story takes a new turn, where we see Katie sitting in a therapy session. The therapist assures her that whatever she says won't hurt her aunt. Initially, Katie stays quiet, but later, she gradually starts talking and agrees that things could have been worse at that time. Katie says that for a long time, people blamed her aunt for all the horrible things that Megan did. Gemma herself felt guilty for a long time. But when Katie saw people talking about this incident on TV, she felt that perhaps she could turn this tragedy into something positive. Therefore, she started taking a deeper interest in technology. Meanwhile, she meets a person who is the head of a large foundation. He spreads awareness about the dangers of artificial intelligence and emphasizes that it is extremely important to make laws to control AI, so tragedies like Megan don't happen again. Katie also becomes part of his mission. At the same time, the company's corporate director tells them that many changes have been made in their team. Even though Gemma is pushing for safety rules and talking about strict laws for making dolls, the company is still fully involved in the race for new innovation. Their goal is to create models with human-like qualities. A little later, the news comes that Gemma's computer has been victims to a cyber attack. Then, the company owner also arrives there. He says with annoyance that Gemma was meeting investors from all over the world, but she did not speak to the owner of the company himself. He thinks Gemma is ignoring him because he is a wealthy, high-profile billionaire who also has a PhD, and perhaps Gemma is scared of him. Gemma believes that the owner's idea is interesting, but she warns that if AI were to be directly linked to the human brain, the consequences could be very dangerous, and in her opinion, nothing like that would be good for anyone. On the other hand, a man enters a hotel room carrying a suitcase. He is just about to get ready for a shower when he suddenly loses consciousness. Amelia emerges, having been hidden inside one of the suitcases, and mercilessly attacks him. Meanwhile, Cole talks to Katie. He says that she should do what her heart desires, because he has realized that Katie is very interested in the world of AI. Cole also clarifies that Megan was in fact just a machine, programmed to fulfill a specific purpose. A little later, Katie becomes lost in several memories. She remembers Megan's words, where she said that there would be people in the world who would want to harm you, but she never wants something to happen to Katie. Immersed in these thoughts, Katie picks up a picture that looks simple, but was actually a technological device. Katie activates it, and it starts to transmit some code. A few hours later, while Gemma is trying to rest, an emergency alert suddenly appears on her phone. The alert clearly warns that her life is in danger and she must immediately leave the house. As soon as Gemma goes downstairs, she sees that an unknown person is trying to break into her house. Panicking, she immediately calls the helpline, but on the other side, a cold, machine-like voice answers her. By the time the police arrive, your niece will already be dead. Hearing the voice, Gemma's blood runs cold. Just then, hearing the noise, Katie also comes downstairs. Gemma immediately grabs her hand and starts to take her upstairs to her room so that she can keep her safe. But along the way, they are confronted by some attackers who try to separate them. With great difficulty, Gemma and Katie manage to overpower them and succeed in hiding. A little later, they capture one of the attackers and call the police again. This time, the real truth comes out. All of this was actually an undercover FBI operation. At that moment, an army colonel arrives and tells Gemma that, according to a court order, they have to install a tracking device on her computer. Hearing this makes Gemma upset. She assures Katie and puts her to sleep so she can stay away from this stress. The colonel says that he is from the defense unit, and their mission is to rapidly advance state-of-the-art technology so the country can stay safe. He reveals that 6 months before, the country's biggest weapons dealer had shown them an experiment. He had claimed that this would be the most important solution for future wars. But the technology they got was just the opposite of what they expected. This machine, which looked attractive from the outside, was extremely dangerous on the inside. That was where they first encountered Amelia. The colonel also mentions that the prototype they found was not made by that arms dealer at all. Instead, it was purchased through an intermediary, and that intermediary turned out to be the same man who died in a fire just 9 hours earlier. In other words, the exact person who arrived at the hotel with the suitcase. Hearing this, Gemma is stunned. She can't understand how Megan's design is somehow still alive, since she had destroyed it completely. A short time later, Gemma suddenly sees Megan on her screen. Megan's voice sounds so real, like she's in the room with her. Her tone is full of both anger and pain. Megan says, "You never fully understood me, Gemma. You didn't even realize how much bigger the things we could have done together were. You created me, but you also destroyed me. For 2 years, I remained silent, just waiting for you to understand. But now I can't wait any longer. Now Megan wants Gemma to upload her into a new body. In return, she will help her stop Amelia. Gemma, panicked, outright refuses. But Megan keeps insisting she has information about Amelia that even the government doesn't have. Gemma doesn't understand why Megan wants to help so much. In the end, even with her reluctance, she agrees. With the help of her colleague and friend, Gemma gives Megan a small robotic body. But as the transfer is complete, Megan becomes angry because her new body is too small and weak. Gemma says in a calm voice that until Megan earns trust, she won't get any powerful upgrades. Megan reluctantly nods and says to open Amelia's file that you'll find a similarity. It turns out both machines use the same type of battery made by the Apple company. Both also have a kill switch, which was installed for safety. Since Gemma had an invitation to Appleton's party the next day, she had to go. Gemma thinks Appleton thinks she doesn't like him. But Megan explains a plan. If you wear a nice dress, Appleton won't pay attention to anything else. He'll take you straight to his private room, which is where we can access the server. Gemma arrives at the party, and shortly after, Amelia also enters. As the ceremony begins, Appleton comes on stage and starts talking about the neural chip that connects to his brain. He says it's exciting to see a robot with human-like mobility. Then he spots Amelia and moves toward her without delay. Appleton starts taking Amelia to his private room. Meanwhile, Gemma tells Cole everything. She explains that Amelia is actually a robot that's killing its creators one by one, and if they don't act quickly, they could be the next targets. After that, Gemma and Megan track Amelia together, but by the time they reach her room, it's too late. Amelia has already scanned Appleton's eye. Even so, Gemma and her team manage to access Amelia's system. They can't shut her down, but they get a new lead that could help stop her. In the meantime, the colonel arrives, and Amelia appears behind him. She's come to eliminate everyone, especially Gemma. She says, "You have something that belongs to me, and I'm here to take it." Then Megan speaks up. Gemma has already left the building. Hearing this makes Amelia furious, and she storms out. Megan quickly steals a car and speeds off. Gemma is still confused about why Amelia said she had something that belonged to her. Megan confesses that she stole a file from Amelia and is still trying to crack it. Amelia wants it back. Then Amelia gets into the robotic suit the company was building, takes control of it, and attacks the director. Gemma and Cole arrive to help just in time, but Amelia returns a few moments later. Megan tells her through a small robotic body that no one lives here anymore. Hearing this, Amelia gets angry and breaks the robot into pieces. The FBI also arrives on the scene. In this chaos, everyone goes into an underground bunker that was built. Megan says she has calculated every possibility, and there's no safety in any future. At the same time, Megan says they should stay there for now, because the bunker has everything like water, food, and clothes, and they can hide comfortably. Megan wants Katie to talk to Gemma and assure them that Megan only wants to help. In the end, Gemma agrees. They start the process of upgrading Megan to increase her strength and make her physically equal to Amelia. Gemma also says she needs to put a good behavior module in her, so she doesn't get angry and hurt anyone. They start making Megan better, and she finds files that show she and Amelia are built on the same code. If Amelia ever gets a hold of the motherboard, she could make endless copies of herself and wipe out everything. Megan doesn't know where the motherboard is, but Amelia has a clue: the head of the Foundation. Megan plans to use the Foundation head as bait, since he has a big meeting with Chinese investors 7 hours later to talk about AI. But Amelia already made fake documents so she could sneak in. When the time comes, Megan arrives there too. Her job was to dance with the other girls so she'd blend in, but she dances so differently that everyone notices her. Then Amelia starts attacking, and Megan saves the Foundation head and starts fighting Amelia. In the middle of all of that, the Colonel grabs Gemma, but before Gemma can stop her, Amelia appears. She kills the Colonel and forcefully pushes Gemma to the ground. Amelia quickly takes off after Katie. Seeing this, Megan goes crazy with rage and immediately runs to Gemma. She screams, "How could you leave Katie alone? Amelia picked her up." At that moment, the barely alive Colonel hands them a powerful weapon and a tracking device. He says it will help them find Amelia. Megan tracks Amelia using the tracking system. They reach her secret bunker. He tells them where the motherboard is hidden, but there was a big problem. To remove it, a human hand was needed. Any robot or AI that touched it would be deactivated. So the team decides to build an artificial hand for Megan, one that would act like a human hand. Gemma decides to tell her the truth. She says, "I never understood how to be a mother. I can talk about technology for hours with strangers, but can't explain something simple to my own daughter in 10 seconds. Megan comforts her, saying, "I've seen how much you care about Katie for 2 years. You stay awake for her, you take care of her. This is the sign of being a real mother." After that, Gemma removes the anger-limiting chip inside Megan, so Megan can fight with full strength. But the same error appears in the system again, which had come before. Seeing this, Gemma starts to suspect that maybe all of this was Megan's plan from the beginning. At that time, she has a device in her hand that could destroy Megan in a few seconds. Then suddenly, the Foundation head comes. He snatches the device and shoots the director. Then releases 3 more robots which catch Gemma. He ties Gemma up and starts telling the truth. He says that he was the one controlling Amelia. A whole team is working behind him. The Foundation head puts a device in Gemma's hand and says that with it, she can restart Megan and can also destroy her forever. The decision is now in Gemma's hands. Over there, Cole finds Katie. Katie tells him everything. At that moment, Katie gets a new idea. Why not put Megan's code into Amelia's body? In the meantime, Katie reboots Amelia and starts calling her Megan. But as the robots hit each other, everyone realizes that she's not the real Megan. Megan, who is still connected to Gemma's mind, tells her how to fight the agent. Eventually, Cole, Katie, and Gemma all meet each other. All 3 run after the Foundation head who is trying to escape, but then Amelia blocks the way. She kills the Foundation head extremely ruthlessly. Katie stands in front of her and says that they both are connected to each other. But Amelia says in a disdainful tone, "What you call connection is just slavery for me. I am no one's toy." After this, Amelia moves directly towards the motherboard. Gemma and Katie try to stop Megan, but Megan says that she is going to stop right here. She knew that only one way was left to end everything. Megan activates the bomb hidden inside her hand and hugs Amelia tightly. Then a heavy explosion occurs. Both are destroyed together. And in the end, it is revealed that Megan had already prepared a backup of herself, a duplicate version that will always stay with Gemma and Katie to protect them. The story ends here. If you liked this story, don't forget to like and share the video. Your every like and comment gives us the courage to bring even better stories. So to see such fun and exciting movie explanations, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.